Hey, deserving listeners, Love is Blind. Let's see what happens.
I truly feel like we're like the perfect match. Are you there? Hello? Hello?
Oh my God. I was like, well, for sure, because he's now really fully committing to Tiffany, Brett is, and she's really happy about it. So I thought with his language of fully committing, she would just be stunned or crying, sobbing, maybe like unable to speak as he's like, are you there? And then she'd be like, yes, because I think we've seen that scene before, because there's no nonverbal communication, and there would be this profession of love, and then the other person would just be stunned into silence, or they just don't know what to say, and then all of a sudden, yes, 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 I'm here, and I thought, but cut to her, and she's asleep. Okay, so now, of course, the worry is, if you're Brett or a viewer of the show, is that she doesn't care about other people, she's not really in love, or she's really flippant about his love. And it could indicate that if you were in a situation like that, you would think that you would at least say, hey, by the way, I'm really tired, or hey, or you do something, stand up, walk around, it's very important. It could be an indication that she is more self-centered or something. I don't know. But that would not be my guess. My guess would be is that she's just easy to fall asleep. Some people will do that. I think that this show can really create problems with people's sleep because of the format. Also, I think there's a fair amount of drinking involved. You're up all night, the stress. So you could be on the verge of sleep often, or sleep deprived, right? Also, you enter into this quiet pod. You know, we're seeing these little snippets, but I think they're in there for hours later in the week with the same person. And you're laying on a couch, you have a warm blanket, maybe you've had a couple drinks. I think that happens a lot. And you just start to drift off, and you don't really notice you're drifting off, so you don't know to stand up or say anything, and then boom, you're asleep. Some people fall asleep really quickly. So that would be my guess, is that this has nothing to do with her love or for him or personality, and has everything to do with just taking naps, that kind of thing. Also, the nature of the conversation could be kind of sleep-inducing. The way he talks, he has a very soothing voice. You know, another way of looking at this is that she feels so safe with him that she feels safe enough to fall asleep. One of the things that would happen to me when I would go to massage therapists in the past, I haven't, since the pandemic, I haven't been. Maybe I should go again. But I would sometimes fall asleep, and I would apologize. I would say, oh my God, I think I slept that entire time. And a lot of massage therapists would say, oh, well, actually, that's a good thing, because it indicates that you were relaxed enough to do that. And I don't take offense to it at all. You still get the benefit of the treatment, but yeah, you're just not awake for it. So, you know, it's fine with me. Yeah, you were snoring a little bit, but that's okay. And it could be an indication of that, right? That she feels so safe with him and so comfortable with him that she would doze off in this way. I don't know. But I'm guessing this is another iconic Love is Blind moment, like the jumping jacks and other kind of moments like that.
Hello, hello?
Now, if you're him, do you have a way of asking the facilitators, like, is she dead? Is she incapacitated? Did she walk out? What happened? Because another thing that I think I've heard from the cast members is that they actually can't hear each other naturally through the wall. There's a microphone and a speaker. And so that's another element to this that I think that would make it more difficult to connect, right? Essentially, you're talking on a speakerphone with someone, and the audio range of a speakerphone is much different than actually, you know, because I always thought in the beginning that wall that they speak to is like mesh or something that they make obscure, but enough air can pass through that you can actually hear each other talk well enough anyway, which I think would be far superior than talking through. I mean, in essence, they could not even be close to each other in the pods. And maybe they even do that where it's just like, they're in one pod and they're in a pod across the way, but they patch in the audio. And so you hear it all that way. So it just seems like there could be another way, but maybe it's much easier. I'm guessing it's much easier this way. But anyway, so he could wonder, did something happen with the technology? Is she on the other side wondering if I just abandoned her? But yeah, that's got to be pretty rough. If you're Brett, that's got to be pretty rough. You're pouring your heart out. It's that meeting. You've probably been thinking about it all day. I'm going to meet with Tiffany. We're going to talk about getting married. Maybe he was even going to propose in this moment. And then he just doesn't know what happened. I wonder if he even has it on his possibility list that she fell asleep. I don't know. And you can imagine that an option on his list here is maybe she just got cold feet and walked out of the room and doesn't really love me, or just a lot of different possibilities.
Tiffany?
And I will say, as a yammerer myself, which y'all know, and sometimes I apologize to y'all for yammering so much, and a lot of you will not, I'm sure the nice people will reassure me that that's why you come here, for me yammering. But I'm a yammerer in real life as well. Not in all contexts, but with my wife I am. And sometimes I will be in bed, about to go to sleep, and I get on a tangent, I start yammering, and I notice she's going, And I think when I was younger, I think that would have hurt my feelings, but I have enough self-awareness now and enough awareness of her to know that she's one of those people that, generally speaking, that when she goes to bed, she falls asleep. So it's interpreted as such, meaning that I don't interpret it as a hurtful thing that she doesn't care about me. She's a very good listener. That's why we fit well together. I'm a good talker and she's a good listener. That's often a configuration. There are pros and cons to that, of course, but more cons for her than me, I suppose. But one of the cons for me is that sometimes she'll literally be dozing off in the middle of a conversation. So I know what that experience is like, and so it's just something to know for yourself, is that if you're a yammerer, to understand that if someone starts to doze off, it doesn't mean that they don't care. It could mean that, but it doesn't necessarily mean that.
Me?
I mean, does someone tell him? Does a producer come by and say, "Oh, by the way, she fell asleep. Just she's okay"? Does someone tell him?
Our conversation was, I think I'm falling in love with you.
Oh,
Bro.
And then I'm telling her how I feel. I'm talking, it's quiet. Hello? Come on.
she should have told you was her biggest thing was trust.
Like, come on.
This is really unfortunate. If this ruins their relationship or their chances, that is very unfortunate. They seemingly had the strongest connection, at least the way they were editing it. They seemed like another Lauren and Cam in a lot of ways, even stronger than that in a lot of ways. So that would be tragic if hopefully she can make it up to him and they can see their way through this. The other thing they'll add is that if they were in person, he would be able to see her flagging. He would be able to see her starting to drift into sleep, and he would be able to adjust. I mean, that's what I do. If I, for example, was behind a wall or we were talking on the phone and then I'm talking and she seems to be awake and listening, my wife, and then all of a sudden, boom, she's asleep, it would feel much more jarring. Whereas with my wife, I'm looking at her and I see her there's a certain longer blink that she has. And so right as soon as I see that, I'm like, oh, okay, I gotta let her sleep. she's struggling to, it's a struggle to listen to me yammer enough as it is. So I don't want to burden her even more. So you would see that. And so for him, he doesn't see it. All he hears is her awake and has no idea that she might have been drifting off for a long time. And if he had seen that, I think it would have softened the blow, This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. Let's talk about self-awareness. I'm often talking about a connection with the self, a connection with who you are, what you want, what you need, this kind of thing. And how for some people, since they weren't attuned to enough as a child, they don't have a strong connection with the self, and therefore they have to go through a lot of therapy to get in connection with the self. But really, I don't know anyone who doesn't cut themselves off from their needs. None of us were 100% attuned to 100% of the time. And of course, that's where therapy can help everybody. And as a therapist, I've witnessed clients discover mind-blowing aspects of themselves that really helped them in their lives. Well, that's where BetterHelp comes in. BetterHelp connects you with a licensed therapist who can take you on that journey of self-discovery wherever you are. It's entirely online. It's designed to be convenient and flexible to your schedule. So discover your potential with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/Kirk today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Kirk.
It's like fumbling at the 1 yard line, literally. No. Sat there and waited. Like, I'm done.
No, Brett, sleep on it. Sleep on it. Sleep on it. Give her a chance to make up for it.
Baby? Hey, Tiff.
Okay, so I'm guessing the producers asked someone to go in there and wake her up. So let's see what she does here.
Your date is over, sweetie. Okay? Mm-hmm. I just want to get your attention. Mm-hmm. I really feel love in your head. Hey! But I want to give you a gift. I really want to make you my wife.
So, okay, maybe it hasn't dawned on her. Again, I'm pretty sure there's alcohol involved. I understand that a lot of the individuals are drinking every day, all day. It's there and there's not much else to do, or you're nervous or something. So, I don't know. Hopefully at some point she's like, wait, what were we talking? Oh my God. And then I'm waiting for that moment.
Hey, Daddy. Hey, Daddy. Hey, Daddy. Okay, are you good, baby?
What do you need, honey?
Okay. Here's your shoes.
Oh, here, I'll grab your stuff.
Here, can you give her some water, actually?
Is Brett still here?
No.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God!
It's all right.
No, I feel so bad.
Okay, there's the moment I was waiting for. So I wonder if for her, she falls asleep, wakes up and thinks not that much time has passed and is like, huh. And again, I don't know. She could be completely sober at this point. She could maybe not be. But this is the moment I was waiting for. She's like, oh my God, oh no.
With him in it. Last night, I wanted him to know how I truly felt and not have any reservations. I fell asleep on that man, but his voice was so soothing, and it was a long day. But man, I screwed up.
Right. Now, I don't know if she understands how hurt he was. I think she thinks, oh, it's like a meet cute thing. But I think he's more hurt and angry than she estimates. But she's approaching it well, and she's saying similar things that I was thinking. It's like, it's been a long day. I'm thinking alcohol was involved. I don't know. And his voice is very soothing. I mean, she was on her back, on the couch, lots of cushy pillows, long day, blanket. I think that's a recipe for dozing up. I really hope that she manages to nail the apology and that he is willing to hear it. I think there's a pathway. I think she could absolutely say, no. I love you. I want to be with you. I'm so sorry. I can't believe it. I fall asleep easily. You have such a soothing voice. I think there's a pathway to convincing him, unless he has had like 12 hours of being angry and upset, and that's really become entrenched. I don't know.
And he forgives me.
Brett Brown?
Tiffany Pennywell?
You're here! Brett, I was so worried. Okay, so I accidentally fell asleep.
Fell asleep?
I passed.
Wow, so he didn't even know what happened. The producers just left him in the dark. I guess makes sense, right? It's the pods. So he's had how many hours where he had no idea what happened? Like zero clue as to what happened? Yeah. And no distractions, like you're not at home with your friends or the internet, like you've just been sitting there stewing in wondering.
Because I was listening to your voice and it's so soothing. I don't know what you said to me. I woke up and then I felt really bad because I was just like, did I just mess everything up? I'm just really thankful that you came into my life at the right time. I feel like I am ready for someone like you. I feel like you are the person that's gonna make me better.
Okay, so I think, you can hear it in her voice. She's really desperate and trying to lay it out there. To me, I don't know, but if I were him or if I were her, I would encourage her to say something like, I fall asleep easily, especially after a couple drinks. It's a thing. I should have told you, but I was on the verge of falling asleep that entire time. It did not indicate that I don't love you. That's not me. But give me a glass of wine, sit me on a couch, watch TV, I'm out within 5 seconds. That's all that happened. It has nothing to do with my love for you or my dedication to you. Or I'm not being, I think a little bit along those lines. But I don't know. Let's see what he says here.
I'm great right now. But man, you inspire me so much. And I really think it's you, Brett. I really think it's you.
Come on, Brett. You can do it. I'm trying to will him to give her a chance because I don't think that falling asleep thing had anything to do with their potential. Now, who knows? Maybe this relationship is doomed, but of all the couples, this one seems like the most, the couple that you could cheer for the most.
It kind of just punched me in the gut.
Oh, God.
I think at the end of the day, it's going to be a small moment and a funny story of our journey together. Are you still there?
Mm-hmm.
I've just enjoyed getting to know you so much.
I think he's gonna say yes, so it makes me tear up a little bit. It's good. It's good. It's a good story. She falls asleep, but he perseveres, and he's like, it's a funny story in the beginning of a relationship. It's like a rom-com, right? It's that moment where you have that dip in the storyline, but then you recover and you ride off into the sunset, and then you have all the ups and downs of a regular long-term relationship.
Will you marry me?
Yes! Absolutely, Brett. I will.
Thank God. Okay. All right. Tearing up. It's good. It's good to see. I don't know. Maybe this is doomed. I always have to hold out for that. But let's just, enjoy the moment. Hey. I don't know. Hopefully they work out. There aren't any signs that this is going to be a relationship with a lot of difficulty, at first anyway. Now, maybe they will, but at least the way they edited it, there's not any red flags of any kind of problem. Doesn't mean that there won't be problems, but there doesn't seem to be any. I'm not worried, I guess. I have a lot of optimism about this.
And I didn't think that this would be for me. I honestly didn't. And I'm so glad that I said yes.
Oh, God. Oh, boy, this is a lot. Anticipating seeing you, and now that you're here, oh.
All right, well, that's it for that episode. Everyone out there, please take care of yourself because you deserve it. You really, really do.